The city is preparing for another year of heavily attended Anzac Day services. This year marks a couple of major military milestones, and Dunedin RSA President Lox Kellas joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
What can we expect at Anzac Day services this year?
Well, it'll be the same format as what we have had in the past. The dawn service commences at 6:30, but of course there's those preliminary activities that go beforehand, marching on of the colours, mounting the cattle flag party, and the march on by veterans.
It's quite an emotional experience, having attended a couple myself. Who's the keynote speaker at this year's dawn service?
This year it's Commodore John Campbell from Auckland. He's the Director of Strategic Relationships and he's based in Auckland, and he's coming down to do the talk in the morning.
How many people are you expecting to attend?
Well, that's a $64 question. It's weather dependent. We had a large crowd last year, of course, based on the 1915 commemorations. So this year we're hoping to perhaps see the same amount.
Why do you think there are more people attending services at the moment? Is it because of the anniversaries, or has the tide turned a little bit?
Well, it's a combination of things, really. Yes, it is the anniversaries, but there's also a lot of young people taking part in the services now, and of course they have that thirst for knowledge because their grandfathers and great-grandfathers never talked about it, and of course they want to know more about it now. And there's also a feeling of pride that they want to take part in a service that and commemorate the actions of what their grandfathers and great-grandfathers did.
What is special about this year for the RSA?
Well, it's the 100th anniversary of the founding of the RSA. 1916, it was formed July. Also, it's the anniversary of the first commemorative service of Anzac Day, commencing in 1916. So it's 100 years ago that happened, and also we're looking forward to our celebrations and activities later on in the year in August.
Yes. Is there going to be anything special happening on Anzac Day for the RSA's 100th as well?
Not at this stage. We've got an activity planned later on in the year for that, based in line with what the National Office wants to do as well. So there'll be more to come for that later in the year.
So how much activity and planning has gone into this year's event?
Oh, quite a bit. We have a template to work to, but it's just a matter of pulling it all together, getting the people in the right place at the right time, and making sure that they turn up in the day.
How many war vets are left in Dunedin?
We're not exactly sure. We have about 250 members of the RSA, but some of those, of course, will be wives or partners. Based on previous records, there would be about 300, but not all of them belong to the RSA, so we don't have an exact amount or know exactly how many are here, because post the Vietnam era, a lot of people have moved into the area throughout Otago, and they haven't bothered to join the RSA, so we don't have those records.
Do you think that the meaning or the significance of Anzac Day has changed over the years?
Yes, it has. Again, I think people want to sort of remember what's gone on beforehand. And again, it's the younger people that really are carrying that mantle forward, and it's important for them to do that. Today with technology we can see what's happening in the battlefront in their own home, but I don't think those children had the opportunity again to speak, to say to Pop or Dad, what did actually happen there. And so I think it's important that they turn up and just pause to reflect on the actions of what they did, so that we have a democracy today.
Now, a lot of people might not quite realise that the RSA is not just for people who've returned from the two major world wars. There are people that have attended other war type situations as well. Oh yes, the cohort left between World War II up to the Vietnam era is only 1,100 people, but there's 20,000 post then, and we have to remember there's been over 40 deployments overseas since 1974. So there's a lot of men and women who have served in those theatres that are entitled to become members of the RSA, and also their partners and immediate family. What do you think the highlight will be for you this Anzac Day?
Well, hopefully good weather, and it all goes on cue.
Have you put in a request for good weather?
I've spoken to Padre. I hope the CEO has got the answer for him.
Absolutely. Well, we'll all be rooting for you as well. Dunedin RSA President Lox Kellas, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.